Anyway, good evening, and it is a deep pleasure to finally have a chance to question you. You have been spending your whole life questioning me. Today, I have a chance to question you.
Thank
So
you.
I'm not going to use this, lose this opportunity. At least ask some tough question, if you allow me.
Please.
Now, I got to know Dharmendra Bhai, if I can call you, and I think 2 years back we met during COVID over a
4 year back.
4 years back over Zoom call, and after that we met in Singapore in I think May last year, and subsequent to that we caught up again in Singapore in October, and in both the visit you had a very pertinent observation about Singapore, and you said that how come a small country like Singapore, which is the size of Singapore, the size of Bhubaneswar and Cuttack together, with no natural resources, only human resource, could become a global, a very affluent country. And you asked me, can Odisha replicate the Singapore model? So I have two questions for you, Dharmendra Bhai. What drove you to Singapore to look for a model, and why do you believe that Singapore model can come to Odisha? So please enlighten us that whole journey, because today all of you don't know what we see today is an idea which came from Dharmendra Bhai last year. So a big round of applause to him. And from that moment, he never allowed me to stay still. So I must ask him, what drove you to what we have today?
Thank you, Swapnendu ji. You are forgetting we met 4 years ago in a video conference in Zoom. In those days, we all are in the lockdown. I asked my office to organize some video conference. Prominent Odia community, those who are staying in the outside country, what is their experience, how they are thinking, what will happen. In those days, nobody was knowing what will happen after 15 days. A lot of uncertainty were there. I came to know about Swapnendu ji before that also. In one of my, once I read about him, the then government in Odisha appointed him as financial advisor of government. So I started inquiring, who is this Swapnendu Mahanti? Then I found this a banker come technocrat, now staying at Singapore. Then I forgot. Then in the video conference, I could make out this is Swapnendu Mahanti. And on that day, Swapnendu ji was little bit aggressive. He said, what is this Zoom meeting? Do you really want to engage us, or you want to have another Photoshop for your interest? That was not in my mind, but that word, that aggressive word, stuck to my mind. Then I decided that day I have to bring back this gentleman to Odisha again. Then when subsequent meeting, when I asked him, why didn't you continue your engagement? There was other preoccupation with Singapore Financial Authority. He could not devote time in those days. Then we discussed. And the basic question he said, what impressed on Singapore? How it come to your mind? You want to replicate Singapore with Odisha. When Swapnendu ji, when I was Minister of Petroleum, I had been to Singapore for a road show. We visited Jurong Island. And I came through the Jurong Island, I came to the inception of Singapore, Liku, I studied all these things. And I had been to NUS, I had been to NTU, and I saw ecosystem. I met lot of Odia people also in that ecosystem. That struck to mind, what is the region, a small landmass, very disadvantaged landmass, has created its economy, its governance, its new perspective in a so short span. With lot of resource, lot of talent, lot of opportunity, lot of exposure. Odisha is a land of globalization since centuries ago. From this part of land, navigation started more than 100,000 years ago. So this is the exposure we have, but still, what are the region we are lagging behind? So I went to western part of the globe. I always thought this is not replicable in our situation. Lot of resource, lot of costly models, lot of innovations, lot of standards are very different. So always I thought, what is the replicable model for eastern part of the country? It's not only Odisha, it's eastern part of country. Then we met, we discussed, and what are the basic strength of Odisha? There are natural resources in Odisha. There are a lot of huge coastal area in Odisha. There is a lot of forestry in Odisha. But above all, there is a huge talent pool which you represent. If you can, my basic thing, what impressed me on Singapore, one thing. If Swapnendu Mahanti can create a place for himself in the high ops in the Singapore, the Odia boys can do anything if they will get opportunity. That creates a confidence on me. That creates a confidence. Here, Swapnendu Mahanti is representing the aspiration of young Odias. Many Swapnendu Mahantis are there. I'm always confident. If we, as a policy in charge, if we'll create level playing field, if we'll create an ecosystem, then local talent can flourish, they can do wonders, and you are not a student of Ravenshaw College.
FM College.
You are a student of FM College. That inspires me. You can create a Singapore in Odisha. Your FM College studentship can create confidence among Odisha's youth. We can create a huge ecosystem in Odisha. I'm happy. You are forgetting, Swapnendu Mahanti took me to, I had an appointment with on my second visit to Singapore with the then senior minister who is fortunately president of Singapore, Excellency Thurman. Both of we, after having some coffee in one small coffee shop in Singapore, my appointment was there with senior minister Thurman. He escorted me up to the Singapore Financial Authority's own office. He said, this is my office. Then he sent me to the senior minister Thurman's office. During my discussion, I asked him, can we have some link, intellectual link with Singapore and India? Then I specifically asked Odisha. So he said, and I asked about the fintech. What is there in a fintech? He said, do you know there is a Odia boy working in Singapore Financial Authority? Do you know him? I said, he's just behind your waiting room. He's there, he escorted me here. Then he recommended none else than President. Today he is President of Singapore. President Thurman recommended me, Swapnendu Mahanti to me to have more contact. Then when we met subsequently, I think we last time, subsequently we met at Gandhinagar.
Yes.
With the present Prime Minister.
Yes.
With the present Prime Minister.
Yes, Mr. Lawrence Wong.
Lawrence Wong, and then we decided to do something substantive in Odisha. Then I can't forget one name in this discussion. In between, I met another gentleman, my dear friend Sanjeev Bajaj, the CEO of, the owner of Bajaj Insurance Group. Became coincident, we all three became common friends. Swapnendu and Sanjeev both are good friends. I became that club, and we decided to create an instrument in Odisha. Fortunately, Lord Jagannath was great. There was a change of government in Odisha. That's a trigger point for me. Then I requested our Chief Minister, who is going to inaugurate this initiative after a few minutes. I requested him, can you send your IT Minister and two of your senior officials, Vishal Devji and anyone? Then the Chief Minister decided to send Finance Secretary, Shashwat Mishra and Vishal Dev, and my dear friend Mukesh Mahaling, the IT Minister. After they came back, I can candidly admit on behalf of Mukesh Mahaling asked, after coming back, he said, I could make out what is fintech. In Singapore, he asked Mr. Mahanti, tell me, se Odia re pacharla je mate fintech ta bujhao. Se bada dui jana option sang jai tangu pachari paribani mantri sabu janichi. Tenu se bada namrata sah Odia bhasha re pacharla. I am speaking this part of in Odia because that is a trade secret. So se pacharla Odia pila man so bashchen se pacharla Swapnendu bhai ko rati re je bhai mate bujhao ye fintech ta kon. I am thankful you teach him properly. And both the sharp officer, both Vishal Devji and Shashwat, they come out, the team come out with convincing view. We must have a ecosystem of Singapore Financial Authority, which is now known as GFTN, with Odisha. Then we can create a ecosystem, because every year, lot of graduates are coming out of institutions, but there is lack of competency. They are not skilled, they are not upskilled. Sometimes they need to be reskilled. There is a lacuna in the education ecosystem of India, which has been recommended few models in the National Education Policy. In a way, I am thankful, being in charge of country's education department, education sector, I am thankful we are creating a new instrument of skilling, reskilling, upskilling of graduate students. And today, this is the auspicious day, successfully, both Singapore government and Indian government and Odisha government, this tripartite agreement what we had did during President Tharman's visit in Odisha, today it is materializing, and I am very, very much thankful to you personally, Swapnenduji. We must create a new ecosystem, our Odia brothers and sisters.
Thank you, thank you. It's a long, long history, as you can see. But I have a very particular question beyond Odisha for you. Now, at least my belief is that with India's population, it's impossible, even you as an education minister, to make every college as a top-class college. How do you think 30 million, I believe 30 million undergraduate from India.
40 million.
40 million.
Every year, 10 million students are passing out.
What is your thinking? Because end of the day, we need to create jobs. How do you expect that this 30, 40 million student find a pathway to get a job or a similar kind of opportunity as a national strategy?
Thank you, Swapnendu. This is a very good and pertinent question. Every year, 10 million students are coming out of colleges as graduate. Looking into this scenario, and there is a false aspiration, false ego, I can say, ego in the students who are graduate. But regarding their employability, regarding their competency, there are a lot of questions are there. Even graduate engineers, 1.5 million graduate engineers are passing out every year. They are going to job market. Few years ago, there was a demand-supply dislocation. Demand side was up, supply side was slow. Today, on the engineering graduate, there are a lot of supply availability, but there is less demand. With the new changing geopolitical situation and instrument like AI, new challenges are coming up. Yes, as a state, as a policy in charge, as a government, we have to plan how do you place our students in a proper pathway. Looking into that, Prime Minister Modi has rightly said, degree are important, but competency is much more.
That's a very good point.
We have to create competency at different level. NEP is recommending skill-based education from class 6 onward now. Now we are implementing new curriculum from 6 to 8 in CBSE boards. There is a skill component as a subject. Previously, it was optional, it was elective. Now, skill is a subject in curriculum. 9th and 10th, skill orientation will be more focused. And 11th and 12th, there is specific specialization according to the choice of the student. Beyond that, we want to create new ecosystem in the higher education. Today, our higher education number are 40 million. If we go by NEP recommendation by 2030, we have to increase this ratio up to, this is 28% now. We have to increase this ratio up to 50%. GR should be 50% by next 5 years. That means by end of 30, the absolute higher education student number will be more than 90 million. We have to, that is the challenge, here lies the challenge. What will they do? Will be the simple graduate? Will they be equipped with some skill? Now, this kind of instrument, Government of India, industry and academia, both have to come together. We have to create a new skill architecture, new employability cohort, new entrepreneurial cohort. Nowadays, in every institution, we are focusing on E-clubs, entrepreneur clubs. In every institution, we are focusing on I-clubs, that means innovation club. Thanks to Prime Minister Modi, due to his continuous drive and effort, he has created a brand on innovation. Today, India is in a very comfortable position in the Global Innovation Index. Today, we are in one of the prominent country as innovator country. We have to rely on the talent of our youth And I am confident if we can create the new pathway means more job-oriented, entrepreneur-oriented. Just let me cite one example. When Prime Minister Modi took charge of this country, few hundred startups were there. Today, the startup number in our country is 1,57,000 startups are there. Many more unicorns are there. They all are coming without capital, only through ideas. We can create that kind of ecosystem. We have to rely on faith and trust on youngsters of our country. There must be a tie-up between policymakers like me, industry people like you, and academia like institutions, universities. I'm thankful, due to your effort, the prestigious NUS, National University of Singapore, is part of today's this kind of initiative.
Yes. Now, you raised a very good point. We always talk about jobs, people looking for jobs. You also spoke about there's a need for people who can create jobs, the entrepreneurs. In your education policy, are you seeing a shift to encourage students not to look for jobs, but create more jobs? Your thought process and how you see this journey going? Because end of the day, there's a limit to create jobs. We have to find new ways to create entrepreneurs who can create jobs at a scale. Where do you see India standing? Where do you see your own thinking about our readiness to create jobs?
Swapnenduji, you know, India is an enterprising society.
Yes.
Basically, by nature, India is an enterprising society. And they are innovator. I strongly believe innovation and entrepreneurship is the DNA, is a part of the DNA of Indian subcontinent. But nowadays, we have to recreate a model. And if I cite again these 2-3 examples, see the startup number in our country, see the risk-taking capability of our youth. Today, if I go to any campus, any IIT, NIT, or any university, my simple question to all my student friends, young friends, do you want to job seeker or job creator? And wholeheartedly people said, if you give us opportunity, we will be like to job creator. I met on the 15th August, Prime Minister Modi announced from the Red Fort, appeal to the youngsters of country, go and become job creator, become wealth creator. I have full trust in the youth of country, student of this country, to see that, because during the recently we celebrate Operation Sindoor, successful, success in recent past. In those days, we could found India have to be self-reliant in many ways. When you're talking about India has to be self-reliant in many ways, from defense to agriculture, from healthcare to AI technology.
We have a drone startup from Odisha.
That boy has done wonder. This time our Odisha's boy, who was a student of Burla Engineering University, Viraswarendra's Engineering University, he has created a national vibe in this days in the Operation Sindoor sideline. He is a very clever boy. He is not disclosing his figure of how many drones. Thrice I have asked him how many drones you have supplied to Indian Army. As a trade secret, he is not disclosing his number. But looking into his eyes, I am confident he has earned good amount of money. Not only that gentleman, I saw a young girl, a group, one boy and girl. What are they doing? Both of them are students of NIT Rourkela, very prestigious institution of Odisha. Both of them are doing goat bank in far away Kalahandi district. Far away Kalahandi, through community participation. Like Amul has given cow and buffalo to the villagers and brought buy back their milk and created a cooperative movement. In a similar model, now young people of Odisha are going back to the distant part of Odisha and they are creating ecosystem. I met a young boy 4 days ago on the 17th August in Delhi IIT. He came and told me, sir, I have place, I will not go for any internship. I will not go to attend any placement. I will do entrepreneurship. Now I am confident that looking into the present scenario, lot of quality youngsters are joining entrepreneurship, and Government of India through its different kind of schemes and as a whole, as a society. 10 years ago, angel investor was a dictionary word for Indian investors. Startup fund was a distant word.
Yes.
Fund of the fund, we only go through by some economic assessment. Today, all these are the buzzword of Indian community, Indian investors scenario, and there is a trust, there is a confidence among youth and investors of this country. Only disadvantaged group is, very reluctant group is government. Government has to convince itself, we must believe our young people,
Yes.
we must believe our entrepreneurs.
Sure. No, just a change in topic. When we were doing this initial test for this particular course, we saw a data which to me was a huge, huge surprise. Number of girls applying to the course was more than number of boys. And the number of people who did a good were better than the boys. The girls are doing better than the boys. Any thought process why the girls are doing much better than the boys in this whole education system?
Because in country and also in Odisha, girls are always better than boys. As a politician, I was to getting their votes, I was interpreting in this way 4 years ago, till 4 years ago. When I became education minister, I go by the data. Do you know this year, the STEM education participation is, girls are much ahead of boys. They are into core science. They are innovator.
So this is a huge opportunity for tapping the human talent to go behind the education process for the girls to be part of the economic development. Is there any specific thing you are doing as a Union Education Minister to encourage more girls to participate as an entrepreneur or as a job seeker? Any specific thing you are doing?
There are many schemes. From the Government of India point of view, I can say, I can cite few examples in the recently formed Odisha government also. Unless until we emphasize empowerment of women in all aspects, be it financial, be it social, be it in education, we have to empower our womanhood. This is the key of the turnaround of the society. We strongly believe. In Odisha, you know you are a strong believer. I know you are a strong believer of Lord Jagannath, and I request all of you, those who are coming first time to Odisha or second time to Odisha, you must visit Lord Jagannath. In our system, Sister Subhadra has a unique place, and Mahalakshmi has a unique place also. And in Puri Mandir, there is a Mandir of Ma Bimala. So in Odisha, there is we are a deity, we are very dedicated to our goddesses. From historical background, if you go by Odisha's socio-economic movement, Malati Devi, Rama Devi, in political leadership, in literature, Nandini Satpathy, these are the women leaders of the society, those who have lead from the front, and they always inspired. This is the case of all India also, especially in the eastern part of India. We have a respectable position for women, and our government, from stand-up Yojana to giving opportunity in the military forces, we are giving more importance to women forces. In Odisha also, the recently elected new government has come out with an ambitious scheme for women, Subhadra.
Subhadra scheme.
Now my idea will be, my suggestion will be to you, you are creating a new skill set in our state. Sometime we have to plan how do you link this skill set with the Subhadra beneficiary.
Absolutely.
Among them, lot of educated young women are there. How to create a new, because if a person can book his choicest meal in Blinkit, I can see a day a lady from rural part of India will send quality pitha to you through Blinkit-like instrument developed by this fintech ecosystem to Singapore, because we have a direct flight to Singapore. This kind of policy we have to envision and
Absolutely.
implement in Odisha.
Absolutely. Now, the very personal question, Dharmendra Bhai. You know, you have been, as an education minister, you have been seeing students from all part of India and, of course, overseas. What you see as a strength of a Odia boy or girl compared to other boys and girls of different states? Of course, as a union minister, you are fair to everybody. And what weakness you see our own boys and girls from Odisha, they have to overcome? Something is missing because we don't have the real brand globally as a state. People look as for talent. What is that weakness and or strength you think we got to over project now?
I will answer one part in English. I would like to answer one part in Odia.
Aage Odia ta kuhuntu.
Na ag English ta koi.
Oh, thik achi.
Because Odisha, I strongly, my leader, the late Arun Jaitley, has always said one thing about Odia people. Dharmendra, you Odia have one strength. You are intellectually very clear and sound. Where you, be it in judicial system, be it in medicine, be it in academician, be it in administration. Odias are excellent in every aspect. This is the bright, this is the silver line of Odia's talent pool. And I strongly believe if Swapnendu and Bodhisattva can create wonders and create a global wave with their background, every Odia, if given the opportunity, I am in charge of opportunity. I am the policy maker. My responsibility, my dear Vishal Dev's responsibility is there to create the ecosystem. We have to create a level playing field. Sometimes those people like me, those who are in administration, we think we know everything. So we create a hurdles between opportunity and aspiration of society and reality. That barrier has to be break, and Odisha is breaking that barrier. I am confident of the right path of that. ମୁଁ जोड़ा कहली जोड़ा ओडिया कहबी बोली आमे समस्ते टिके अधिका भाग्यवादी आमे मझिरे मझिरे अजथा स्वाभिमानी हो जाऊ निजको कौनसी प्रतियोगितार प्रस्तुत न करिकी जेतेले कारण डर काले फेल होइजिबा काले सांग माने हसिबे काले हम झियो सांगडा बेसी हसी दबो काले हम घरे निंदा मिलिबो ताले कोन में कबे न करिले भलो ये जो गोटे आत्मविश्वास किछि समय पय हम भीतर अभाव हुए सेटा हमकु बड़ कामरु निवृत्त करे आमे ओडिया लोक मानकु दुस्साहसी भाबे मु निर्लज कहिबिनी एकदम दक्षतार सह दुस्साहसी हबा पय पड़िबो तेबे जाय कि ओडिया इन ओडिस डू यू नो इन ओडिसा we fought Kalinga war
And we took a lot of risk as a sea
oh
trader.
yes as a seafarer we took a lot of risk we fought Kalinga war
Yes.
do you know a small boy in my own district Dhenkanal at the age of 12 he faced the bullet of Britishers without any fear.
So what happened?
We have to rekindle the spirit of Baji Raut and Bakshi Jagabandhu and Veera Surendra Sai and the spirit of Kalinga Yuddha again in the 21st century in our state.
That's a huge change as a culture we must have. Now, I know we are running out of time, but I have a couple of questions. What will be your message to the corporate leader who will be supporting us in this scheme? What role they should play? Because at the end of the day, we have to depend on them to give jobs.
I'm thankful to you, Swapnenduji, you put this question, and today when you give me an opportunity to meet few friends, those who are here with your invitation and the government of Odisha's invitation, my first question, how do you like Odisha? Overwhelmingly, they all said we like Odisha. Believe me, Odisha is a good place. Come Odisha again and again. Odisha has 2-3 things. Odisha has a lot of talents. Odisha is a peace-loving state. Odisha is a state of Lord Jagannath. We believe in cooperation. You believe in Bhaichara. And yes, we have some challenges, but be assured, the new government led by Shri Mohan Majiji will facilitate you red carpet. All kind of cooperation will be extended to you. What is available in the national sphere and beyond that also. The GFTN is a special initiative by government of Odisha, believing on you. And I am happy today you are all here in a good number. And Swapnendu rightly said, Odisha, Swapnenduji, Odisha girls are not only talented in technology sector, in the STEM sector. If you go to the textile industry of country, you will find a substantial number of Odia girls. Those girls' age is maximum 25, 18 to 25 in those age group. Lakhs of Odia girls are working in the different, be it Surat, be it Coimbatore, be it Tirupur. I strongly believe Odia people are honest. Once I had been to Surat. I asked my good friend, Gujarati entrepreneur, what is your experience in Odia with Odia people? He said they are into diamond cutting, diamond polishing industry. They said Odia people are honest, Odia people are hardworking, Odia people are content people. These 3 things of Odia society will create a positivity for all of you. Please come to Odisha, please hire Odia people. GFTN and NUS and government of Odisha's instrument will create good talent pool for you. Have faith on us, and my invitation will extend it to you. Please open your back-end office, GCC, in Odisha also.
You know, thank you, Dharmendra bhai. Last, I know my dream, sitting in Singapore, I want to make Odisha as the twin city to Singapore. Any message to Singaporeans when we go back to home? What should we think about Odisha?
Swapnenduji, you and your team, we all are indebted to you. You have created a really good deliverables for Odisha. Both of us, Odisha and Singapore, India and Singapore, they are natural allies. I know the depth of our relationships in Atal Bihari
And you are very
Vajpayee's time.
popular in Singapore. All ministers love you.
Thank you. It's your special affection. So, but I believe Singapore is the nearest economic hotspot for us. From Odisha, we have two hotspots. One is Singapore, another is Dubai. But personally, I feel Singapore has its more advantageous position than Dubai. Due to its climate, due to its rain, due to its food habitation, there are a lot of similarity between Odisha and Singapore. Many more we are expecting Jurong in some of our industrial clusters.
Sure.
In Odisha, we want green hydrogen industry of Singapore base. They should come to Odisha.
Sure.
In manufacturing, Singaporean companies should come to Odisha because we are nearby, we are strategically positioned. Our relationship will go beyond our normal human relationship.
Thank you, Dharmendraji. And with all your support and help, we from Singapore would love to be part of your journey, your dream. Thank you very much.